We all have these days where we feel worthless, incomplete, not good enough, not thinking that we can do what's needed. We have to feel those days to know that they're not true, that those are lies that are being told to us. And we are the ones telling ourselves those lies. Those lies can come from an array of things, from our upbringing to our friend groups, to the environments we are inside of, to the people we are centered around, to our own internal belief systems. They're lies. We have to face these lies over and over again until we know that they're not true, because of what we do every other day when those words are not being spoken within ourselves. When we're able to face these negative days, face these negative emotions, these negative thoughts, and to know that they're just fleeting moments, that they're just passing by, they're not truly who we are. But in the beginning, when we face these things, the fleeting moments aren't so fleeting. They stay with us for an extended period of time, and they don't leave. And the time frames of those moments are all different from person to person. There is no uniform way of looking at it. We all have to move through our own things. We all have to go through our own things to get to where we need to be. Each of us has these limitations. Each of us has these days that, why? Why are they here? Why are these days here? What is the reasoning to it? It's to show us that we are incomplete in these parts of ourselves, that we are not whole in these parts of ourselves, and that we can become complete, and that we can become whole. But if we don't face these shadows, we don't face these dark sides of the self, we'll never get there. We'll never be able to get to where we need to be. And the only way to get there is by facing them. Facing these parts of ourselves and knowing it's part of the journey. That we have to ride this journey out. We have to take each day for what it is, a part of the journey. But as each day comes and goes, we get to learn, we get to understand more about the self, more about where these parts of ourselves that have been hidden, why they've been hidden, for what reason have they been hidden. We have to question our own individual reality. We have to look at ourselves and question who we are. It's part of the place that we need to go to. If we want to go somewhere, we have to be prepared to do these things. Each of us has different destinations to where we want to go, to what we're trying to acquire, to what we're trying to obtain. Each of us are different. We all have different ways of getting there. And there is no wrong way. Because we're processing what needs to be processed at the time frame that we need to process it at. There is no time when it comes to healing. There is no time when it comes to healing. We are all at different paths. We are all at different ways of understanding who we are. there is no time to becoming whole. We have to be ready to know that certain limitations of our own may be processed faster than others. And ones that we have processed faster will be slower for others. But that doesn't make a difference because it's us. It's who we are. We are the ones trying to process it. Stop comparing ourselves to the next. Stop trying to coordinate ourselves to the next person. No, it doesn't make a difference. We have to be the ones to take it on. We have to be the ones to take on the responsibility of completing this. Once we stop putting comparisons into our field, into our awareness, into our perception, we focus on the self, we focus on the limitations of the self, and we want to heal the limitations of the self. Fuck everybody else. Fuck everybody as to what they're doing. Who gives a shit? They're on their path. What about your path? Are you cleaning your path up? Are you making sure your steps are clear, making sure your steps are functional, that they're intentional? If you're not doing this on the individual level and you're comparing yourself to the next, your path is not going to be cleansed. Your path is not going to be pure. Because you're not looking at your shadows. You're not looking at the parts of yourself that are incomplete. You're looking at other people's completeness. Fuck that. Fuck that. Focus on you. Focus on the self. Because what you're doing is you're creating a selfless act. You're focusing on yourself because you know ultimately that it's going to lead to helping more people. The ones who have the deepest empathy are the ones that have the hardest path to walk, because we see the debris of others on our own path. But that debris is not ours. That's what we have to create the boundaries for. We have to create the boundaries to know that other people's debris is not ours. But our empathetic side makes us want to believe that it's ours. No. No, 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 no. It's a trap within itself. That too is a lie. Yes, we can be there for others, but that does not mean we have to pick up the debris for others. That's them. They have to do that. They have to be the ones to take up their own debris. When we can step back and look at our path, look at the steps we have taken in our past, to know that those steps are not the steps we're taking now. We have to revise those steps. That's the beauty of what we live inside of. We have the ability to revise what our steps were in the past. Change them to what they need to be so the current moment, the now, can then produce where you want to go. But if we keep using the same steps of the past and still stepping the same way, there is no change. There is nothing that's going to change. We have to be ready for all things. We cannot sit and be idle. Sitting and being idle is not allowing the engine to be in motion. Even if you're moving some days at 1 mile per hour, no doubt you're moving, dog. You are moving. You will find those days when you're moving at 65 miles per hour and you're cruising. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the emotional experience that we are inside of. And we have to be ready to take on both of those days. There's 65 mile per hour days and the 1 mile per hour days. Both of them make us who we are. But when we can start to understand both sides of that odometer, we're able to find the neutrality of the speed that we need to be going at. When we can find the medium range of consistency, we can then find more balance within our lives. Because we'll be able to know how to adjust ourselves from the balance if we need to speed up because of just how the motions are turning, but then we'll also know how to slow down because of also how the motions are turning. But then we can bring ourselves back to balance. We have to know the scale to become the scale. If we don't understand the scale and how it can tip and how it can be balanced, we won't know what harmony is. We won't know what truth is. All of us have our own truths coming into here. Your truth is different than my truth. The way you live is different than the way I live. But if we live honesty, if we live in a truthful manner, and we're not here to do harm to others, we're not here to cause harm to others, we're walking the right path. We're walking the path back to creation. We're walking back to where we need to be.